Hey, so this is how I do my yearly look back. Now, the two accounts that I use day to day are credit card charges and my checking account. So let's go to my credit card. So I export all the data for 1 year. So for me, it was Jan 1, 2021 to Jan 1, 2022. So when I exported my data, these are the lines that were on my credit card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here. I'm going to copy and then pop it over here and paste it here. Now let's see if these lines add up. So date, yes. Name, no. I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to delete cells and shift left. Okay, so the name of where I purchased is there. Credit, debit, we're going to put credit card because that's what it's for. Credit card. Okay. And then I'm just going to drag this down. Beautiful. Okay. Now, it comes out with a negative number. So what I do is I use this trusty little formula, and I will show you what that is. So it's basically this cell times -1 equals this. So I will show you what that does on the back end, but I also take out all my credit card payments. So anything that, when I paid my credit card, I'm going to delete that off there. And then I am good to go. Okay, so all my credit card stuff is lined up. Let's go over to my checking account. So there were a ton of categories when I exported my checking account data. So we got to do some editing here. So let's copy. Let's paste. All right, let's paste this down here. Okay. Date. So if you look, there are two dates on my checking account. There's a posting date and an effective date. The posting date is the date that I actually swiped the card. So I'm going to use the first one. So let's go back to my everything. Okay. Let's delete this random number. Delete cells and shift left. So I'm going to keep that date. So I'm going to delete this posting date because sometimes it takes a few days for the charge to hit your credit card. I'm going to delete cells and shift left. Okay, got the name of the thing. And then instead of debit, this is going to be my checking account. And then I'm just going to take this little edge right here and go, there you go. And then this, again, it will show the negative number. And if I take the edge of this guy and pull him down, it will do the formatting. We'll pull down the formatting. This number, I don't even know what this is, so I'm going to delete this. And if there were any numbers over here, I would delete them too. Okay, so we have, let me go up here and delete these guys. Delete. Okay. So what I have here is how much I spent on these things. So it comes out with a negative because that's like a negative or takes out from your account. But I like knowing the amount, like how much I spent on everything, and I'll show you that in a minute. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to find any deposits, and I'm going to put that on income because we know this was income. So I'm going to copy. Actually, first I'm going to make a copy of this. Duplicate everything with income. Okay, cool. So we are going to go back here and I'm going to copy this line and I'm going to go put it on my income tab and I'm going to paste. Okay, so I'm going to see that I had this much money come in. So I'm going to do date. Hopefully this would say where it was coming from, which account it came into, and the amount. Okay, so we don't need this for income. Okay, I'm going to go back to my everything. So I'm going to delete this out of here. delete. Okay, so right now all I have is my charges. Now, I keep these separately because it was easier for me to just go here and scroll down. When you have a lot more transactions, that's why. But okay, so we have my credit card transactions and my checking account transactions separately. So I'm going to delete this little space, delete row. So they are all together. Now, there is a ton of ways that I'm going to sort this. So I want to duplicate this sheet, and I'm going to put all transactions by date. Okay, so we are going to go to the date, and we are going to, oh, where is it? We're going to sort. Here we go. Sort sheet by column B, A to Z. Now, sorry, I should have kept this up there. Insert. Insert. Sorry. Dates go above titles. That's why I did that. So, apologies. Delete. Okay. So, now I have all the transactions sorted by date. So, what I could do if I wanted, well, I'm going to keep this all sorted by date. And then I'm going to duplicate this. And I'm going to do all by month. Okay, so I'm going to look and see how much I spent each month. Now here's what I'm going to do. I can go control, I can insert one row above, and then I'm going to go here and I can go to this beautiful little thing called sum. Okay, and it's going to pull all these. See, I highlighted all my January transactions. And in January, I spent $1,472.91. So I can put something like this. And let's kind of put a little border around it. So look, and let's make it bold. In January, I spent that much money. Okay, so I can also, I can go down and for each month, I can just create a little cell on top of the month and then see how much I spent each month. Now, what you can do, so I can't necessarily take this over here. It kind of gives me an error. So if you want to do this by yourself, you're going to have to type it out yourself. 147,291. Okay. And then you can write the amount that you spent each month over here and kind of see, did I spend more in January, February? Wow, November was really high. So you can see if there's a trend on when you spent the most. Are you spending a ton on audition season because you're taking class all the time? On the holidays, you're not really spending a lot because you're working, or maybe you are spending a lot on the holidays. Anyway, it's just kind of a way to look at it by month. So we're going to go back to all transactions by date. And then what you can do when you have your whole entire year, so you're going to go back and you're going to do your sum as well. And you're going to select all these and you're going to say, how much did I spend this entire year? So say this was the entire year. So for 2021, I spent this much money. Now, as actors, we know that our income and our expenses are not at all reliable. It is not consistent. So you're going to take this number, 1,484.83, and you are going to divide it by 12. Equals 1,484.83 divided by 12, which is, so each month you spent $123.74. Now, this is going to be your average spending. If you take your total for what you spent for the entire year and divide it by 12, you're going to see what your average monthly expenses are. Okay? Same thing with your income. When you go down here and you have all your income listed, you're going to divide it, you're going to sum it, do your sum, and then you're also going to divide it by 12 and see what your monthly income is. Average, okay? Now, let's see. We sorted all transactions by date. Let's go back to our everything. So let's make another copy. So we're going to go to duplicate. Okay. And I'm going to make this one by store name. All right. This is what gets really depressing for me. And this is how I spot if there are any like subscriptions that I haven't canceled or whatever. Okay. So we're going to go by name. And I'm going to sort. Where did we go? Data, sort, A to Z. Sorry, let me keep my little header up here. Insert one row above. Insert one row above. Let me get my little header out of here. Copy, paste, and delete you. Delete. Okay. Now we sorted by store name. So what I can do is go through here and sort by each transaction type, insert a row above. So I have all my Starbucks together. Then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do my sum. And we're going to do the sum of all these Starbucks. And I'm going to see how much I spent on Starbucks for the year. And sometimes, it's kind of depressing how much, you spend on something per year. But it is incredibly empowering to see how much you spend on stuff. Now, if you're like me, I'm not good with deprivation. But this is a good way to be like, okay, well, if I want to continue buying Starbucks every day, here's what I need to do. I need to bring in more income. These are great ideas for holiday gifts, for birthdays, for holidays. Ask for a Starbucks gift certificate if you notice you're buying a lot of it, spending a lot of money. So you are just identifying trends. And we're going to have this everything. This is like your everything data. And then you are going to duplicate more sheets and just do different things with it. This one I sorted by store name. This one I did the transaction by date. This one I did the transactions by month. This is my everything with income. This is how all my credit card charges, I just have it there. This is all my checking account, and then this is all my income. So I also do this for my tax guy. So I would make another sheet and I would be like, where did that make the new one? Did it make the new one down here? Let's make a new one. Oh, sorry. So this would be business expenses. So you're going to go through. I'm going to pull you up here, mister. And this is what I do for my tax guy. I go through every single transaction. Backstage, copy, and paste. Business expense. And I go through and I pull every single expense and I put it all into a business expense spreadsheet for my tax guy. I sort it, I categorize it. So like all my marketing expenses are in one category. And this is what I give my tax guy. And this helps me keep track of how much money I spend on my business. So this is my yearly look back. And this is how I kind of find an average of how much am I spending each month on average and how much am I bringing in each month on average. And if I'm spending more than I'm bringing in, I have two options. I can either spend less or bring in more.